Alright fellas, the question I see all the time remains unanswered. What is the best army possible in Bannerlord? Is it a horde of cons guards, swarming with hit and run tactics, or a mix of Fian Champs and Imperial Elite Cataphract, sweeping everything in front of them aside? Is it masses of elite palace guards and Valandian sharpshooters, or some kind of mix of the best troops in the game? In this series, we'll look to explore and answer that question, as I put my 10,000 hours of Bannerlord to the test with 400 elite mixed units comprised of what I consider the best possible 400-man army in the game. We'll take on a variety of different challenges and, amplified by mods, enormous legions of the enemy to try and demonstrate the awesome power of the perfect Bannerlord army.
And the last time that happened, they got smashed to pieces. And the rats go scurrying here into their castles, into our cities, as our army roams the map looking for new victims. Our 400 series here, we're just continuing to look for challenges. And you know what? This is something we haven't done for this series. This might be optimal. Extremely difficult. There's, of course, a chance that they would just sally out. But let's try this shit. Let's go ahead and try to siege Onira here. With 400 and... I guess we got 447 when everybody's healthy. 400 and something elite troops. We're going to try to siege here. Let's see if they sally out. No sign of them sallying out yet. Of course, they have the StrengthenAI mod, so their troop numbers literally going up by the second. It was like 2,100 a second ago. And there they get the deserters. If you guys are using the StrengthenAI mod and wondering what's that's all about, the StrengthenAI mod will give troops to the enemy here above their natural limit. And then, of course, they suffer deserters on the once-a-day little party check. In fact, you can actually see the other effect of the StrengthenAI here causing the game to sort of stutter. Now, this is also an effect of the StrengthenAI, right? This is remnants from the Asteroid campaign. There's monstrously powerful nobles, so it's going to be interesting to try to siege. Of course, we're badly outnumbered, so they're going to have way more manpower. The amount of people involved in siege affects it. You can picture all these guys like tinkering with their hammer and getting out all the pieces of the trebuchet to build. And because the defender has more here, I think they have a decent chance of pounding our counter siege. That said, Hugh the Hammer is a beast, and you know this is gonna work. We're pounding down their siege. They haven't sallied out. Unless we get attacked by a Khazate force here, we've got ourselves a monstrous siege assault, a incredibly audacious siege assault. We're due for a loss in this series. If you were gonna predict one ahead of time, you would say this would be the battle. 446 troops, and we're trying to siege a city defended by almost 2,100. So with that said, welcome back again to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment. Our YouTube channel is dedicated to all things Bannerlord related, and especially Advanced Battlefield Command and Tactics. This new DLC looming in the near future, and we continue to roam the map with this 400 series, sharpening our skills so that when the DLC begins, we are out there ready to go, ripping apart Calradia, and hopefully giving you guys advice you need to win your own campaigns with war sales. I think this is about perfect. They don't have any counter siege. We've got a hole in the wall. We've got 97 Fian Champs and a host of other elite troops. Hugh the Hammer has 330 medicine skill. He's got a nasty weapon. I think right now we still have that sword equipped. We've been playing around with this lightning fast Falx. Couple bags of Druids. So I definitely want decreased take and melee attack damage, because any siege like this, we're literally going to have to pound through droves of enemy infantry. So we'll use the steel banner here. That'll help us take less damage. And you know what? This is a perfect example to use a shield. This is one of the big advantages of this sword. You can use it as a one-handed. We'll put on a little legendary heavy round shield or whatever. Now our beast is even tougher. Right now he's got a nasty hammer on top of all the other armor, maxed out hit points or near maxed out hit points. We'll use the normal player damage, of course, for this whole series. and see what we can do here. Obviously, we're going to have to be strategic. We're going to have to be creative. We're going to have to be very judicious with our ammo use. And I forgot how big this city is. This is one of the most epic cities in the game. It's clear the developers meant certain cities to be, sort of epic capital cities, and this is obviously one of them. It looks like an ancient Roman city. Now, I want the catapults, these fire catapults, to have great line of sight on the hole in the wall. So I'm going to move this one and put it here. I think these two catapults both can kill the troops that are in there. The siege tower and the ram, I'm going to steal a few of these infantry. I just want the enemy pressured on the siege tower and the ram. Definitely, we're going to try to enter the big hole in the wall, right? They've got a gigantic hole, or we've blown a hole more accurately. So I'm going to try to, let's see, we'll micromanage the first. The second, Hugh the Hammer's captaining the 2nd Division. So that gives them a huge list of perks. And then the 4th Division, that's his mom. Don't make jokes about his mom. She's right there, right? She'll cut you to ribbons. Arwa, this badass. The remnant of the asteroid campaign. I think that's cool. These characters are sort of living on, just like the previous campaign I had, where I had, 100 or whatever, 100 episodes of the campaign, and then another 30 afterwards as we did a few side series, little Peasants Revolt and stuff like that. All right, so we're going to have a ranged battle to begin with here. We're going to be careful with ammo. I've got this 1st Division, 2nd Division. I think we'll try to pressure them here on the hole on the wall. We'll let the ram and the siege tower make its way to the gate. This is something I've learned in Siege. You shouldn't be in a hurry in this situation, right? Let the dipshit enemy shoot at you with arrows at 400 range. Of course, you can flick a javelin into the chest of these insolent defenders. I wish there was a cons guard I would target judiciously. And the enemy, of course, is stacked in a massive amount of troops there. We're using the battle size mod on top of all the other gnarly difficulty. That means, no joke, fellas, there's 1,500 troops in the courtyard right now. There's just an incredible amount of Khazate. The battle size mod allows up to 2,000 units on the battlefield, a full 2,000. Hopefully this mod continues with war sales. Imagine sea battles with 2,000 troops. It's going to be epic. It's going to be epic even if the mod doesn't work, but it'll be even more epic with this battle size mod. Bring up some archers here to get these fucks off the walls. Their archers are sort of peppering us. I've got the 1st Division up there just menacing the enemy at that opening in the wall, because now we want to flame these guys, right? That'll bring more forces over here to the hole in the wall. There's already a bunch there. In fact, you can see them scurrying over. More Khazate are coming this way, and now it's just a matter of finding the G spot. This is very much like the bedroom. It's difficult sometimes, right? You're in there, especially if you're in the dark, you're searching around sometimes, you're listening for sounds. In this case, yeah, I'm waiting for that satisfying crunch of the enemy getting exploded by the dozen. And catapults aren't beautifully accurate. There's a little random variance to them. You can have them in the exact same position, and your 2 little fire catapult balls won't go to the exact same spot. That is the spot right there, right? So just like the bedroom, of course, we want to continue to focus on that spot. We're going to lob these in here as long as the screen fills with green like that. Now, I'm watching the siege tower. In fact, the siege tower is arriving and defenders are coming up, so we want to support those guys. The infantry that's on that siege tower will automatically start climbing that siege tower, so let's give them some elevated archers here. Those guys will pound the enemy at range. It'll kind of help them with the defenders on the walls while we thin out this left side. I want to pressure the enemy here, right? He who defends everything, we want to make the enemy defend everything. Just like Sun Tzu. My horse is walking off. Don't go anywhere. Get back over here. I want this horse. It's very beneficial to have a horse in a siege like this, of course, because then you can ride it in and move around quickly. You're a lot slower on foot. So, like Sun Tzu said, right, we're going to pressure the enemy. We're scorching them at this hole in the wall over here. We're just sort of menacing them on the left. That kaboom you just heard, that was the ram going through the outer wall. So give those guys another 30 seconds or so. We're still immolating hundreds of troops here on the left. And then we're going to make a concerted effort to push in. What I'm hoping is that between these fireballs where we're thinning the enemy out and the other forces being pressured over there, it feels like our infantry is already on the walls. The enemy's sort of fighting over there. It feels like between these 3 pressure points, this left side will have less defenders, and we'll be able to send our vanguard in there. Now I'm charging right now with the 1st Division, but it's temporary, right? Those guys eventually we're going to physically send through. Now, did my horse run off? This is just like real life, man. You lose your car in a parking lot. Damn it. And these guys, who knows what they're shooting at. They're down to 2 fireballs, though. I got dipshits here that can't hit a whale at 10 yards. But it is what it is. At least they won't scorch us, right? Again, he's shooting it right into the fucking wall. At least kill somebody. I mean, what's he hitting? Freaking terrible. On the far side over there, we've got an archer division and a small infantry division. There's no question. I've got the bulk of our troops over here. I have divisions that I held back. I didn't mention that earlier. The 7th and 8th were basically auxiliary archer divisions because I didn't want them up here using all their ammo before this siege got too deep. Now we'll see if we can bait some of the enemy out here. And we'll also see what kind of forces are still defending. I mean, they're eventually going to run out of troops. Oh my God, the whole courtyard to the very back walls, all troops. So, evidently we need more catapults here. 1st Division, 2nd. We'll bring the 4th up here. I'm trying to shove a square in. This is a good point for new players. If you're jammed up at a hole like this, it's the normal intuitive thing to do is charge. Don't charge. Have them go in as a physical square and send them past the attackers. I know that's strange. This is strange too. Why the guys on the ram sometimes don't destroy the door. I don't know. Tail Worlds, help us out here a little bit. We're going to just destroy this and get out of here because the left side remains my focus. The courtyard here is very vulnerable to the flanks. I don't really want to pour through here. I think if we take the left side, we'll have a much better chance of sweeping through the defenders here. I am going to charge at this 3rd division, just sort of keep those guys occupied. Again, I want them pressured. And let's see what we can do here on this side. I hear yelling and screaming. So the square is gone, you notice? The square is no longer to be seen. If you shove it in, it moves and look, it's pushed all the way past all the troops. So now we come in behind the enemy here. It's still an incredible amount of forces. I mean, there are peasants and legionary and all kinds of enemy forces here, but now I'm bringing the 2nd and 4th division behind me. We can bring in more archer divisions as well because now we have at least a bunch of troops in here. Now I'm getting absolutely the militia beat down. Get off me. It's so annoying sometimes to get the militia beat down. Of course, when it's happening to the enemy, I laugh out loud, and when it's happening to me, I just want to commit a mass shooting or something like that. It makes me fucking infuriated. All of a sudden, the FBI tactical enlightenment is a mass shooter. Let's put a fucking tap on his cell phone. They're probably already listening. I don't even own guns there, fellas, so take it easy. All right, so what a fucking total chaotic scrum we have here. This this looks like a medieval battle for sure. Just there's no room in the entire courtyard for any other troops. It's just nothing but our troops and mostly Khazate. Now, fortunately, there's a lot of militia in here. I didn't look, but they must have had 400, 500, 600 militia defending this city for them to have so many militia everywhere. I mean, we've already killed a lot with the fire onagers, and they're packed almost to the very back wall. Now, I want to try to get up this stairway, because if I can get some archers positioned up here, we can really start melting these defenders. I don't see a lot of archers here. But easier said than done, right? These fucks won't get off the stairway. They're parrying everything. Fucking bowl cut militia. All of a sudden, they're Chuck Norris. Get the fuck out of my way. All right, we're almost through. I got a fucking archer shot me right in the face. You fucking asshole. Still getting the militia beat down. Get the fuck off of me. Who's peppering me for 2? And cut your arms off. All right. We're up here, finally. God, I'm almost dead. All right, we've got our shield, but that was costly. It was almost a Pyrrhic victory. They have lots of archers moving up now. Let's block the door with infantry. Let's see, we could split a division. Let's get some archers up here. The 8th is coming up. On the other side, that's the 3rd, the 5th. We really just got to get these reinforcements in here. I can try to get archers spread out to the left here, and those guys will be able to shoot. Of course, it's on to the next door, right? If you notice that little door there to the left, it's not like there's a huge opening there. We're going to have to shove our way through that. Right? This is kind of like one challenge after another. Now, I'm hoping on the other side we're having some success, right? We've got 3 divisions that are pressuring the other side. Hopefully, I don't know, but hopefully, they're at least pressuring the enemy a little bit at the main gate, a little bit on the far side there, But obviously from my positioning here, there's no going back. Get these archers spread out behind us here. And it's just an unbelievable amount of Khazate in the courtyard still. How many do we have to kill? I guess 2,000, right? We're killing our own legionary. Argyle would say victory is assured. Every once in a while, I better explain what the fuck I'm talking about. As a long-term subscriber, watches the videos on a regular episode, and he used to say that there was a strong correlation between us sacrificing one of our own units to us having victory in difficult battles. Well, I hope you're right, buddy, because we're in a brutal battle here. I mean, there is just an unbelievable amount of Khazate. Our troops can't quite block the door there. I can't really fight that aggressively. At least they don't have a bunch of archers here, right? And now we do. All right, let's get these guys set up. Start firing, boys. See if we can't backdoor some of this infantry. It looks like they're trying to reform, so now's our chance, right? Attack them while they run. Let's get in here and try to put a dent into this militia. God, the courtyard is littered with the Khazate. Try to find some positions for archers here, because it's very likely the enemy is going to try to counter this movement, right? A lot of times when you take a side of the keep, the enemy AI is like, fuck no, and it sends 800 reinforcements. They do feel like they're reforming to the gate. And of course, some of them are routing, right? These guys are being wholesale massacred. I see a huge amount of troops inside the courtyard still. So let's get more methodical here. Let's 2nd Division. These guys can hold. The archers kind of in lousy position. I think we're better off actually spreading some archers outside here. I know that's strange, but if we can start cutting off a corridor, maybe we can actually approach the other side with archers. And make some work that way. God, there's no troops left. What the fuck? Who's shooting me? There's no troops left on that other side. All I saw was defenders on our siege towers. There's fucking archers like hiding in the trees here. You fuckers. Let's give them some more archers. Kill these fucks. We'll send those guys out. The nice thing about having some archers out there is that those guys can be brought through the front gate or the other side by a little bit of triangulated movement. I think this is our access, though. I got legionnaires and cons guards. It's like a shield and shock. Shit, I got a division in there fighting. Let's go support them. 2nd Division, we can bring up the 7th. Okay, let's go. Let's push these guys in. Let's give them a rotating square here. This square will act as a beautiful screen as we move it right to left. We can set up our archers while those guys hold up their shields. Maybe we can use the stairways there. God, that's a lot of troops, though. I don't see a lot of elite troops, though, right? I see lots of militia. I see guys that yesterday they were baking bread. Today the Lord is like, grab yourself a bow, dude. You hew the hammers at the gates. We need every single person. Let's make it be not enough, fellas. I'm just trying to stay alive here. I can do a little bit of fighting, but I'm looking down. I got, I don't know, 20 hit points probably. Just use my troops here as a screen. There's just like a screen of cons guards and Fian Champs. I got to get some archers with angles here. This is where I want that 8th Division to punch right through that door. Alright, we'll just duck. And how do I get shot when I'm ducked? I'm so tall, even when I'm ducked, I get hit. Let's try to get some archers up on these high ramparts here. We've got to try to obtain some kind of tactical advantage here. Although these guys are pulverizing the enemy. Let's get some troops this way. Come with me. 6th and 8th up here. And down to a sliver. Here, this spot over here. There's a beautiful angle on this rampart. We can get divisions spread out. A 6th will work. Let's go ahead and thicken it. Bring it up here on these ramparts. These guys will be able to fire down on the enemy. They got fucking guys. Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay, I instantly took over. I don't know who this is. I think this is one of his sisters. Let's see. Our divisions are still intact, and she's got decent weapon skills. She's got a good polearm skill, and I think she's got a really good bow. But let's make sure our units are set up first. Let's split another division here and put an infantry division inside this little tower. We can't have them backdooring our archers. Our archers are starting to spread out and shoot down. Look how nasty that is. And these guys are pushing a hole. Now, the 6th Division we can spread out. Let's try to get a good angle here. Shit, I'm pulling from the wrong division. That's not what I wanted to do. Sometimes you just fucking fat finger something. Now I can't fucking move. Our troops are getting killed around me. God damn it. Line formation, out of the way. When in doubt, charge, right? F1, F3. Look at our fucking line there just pushing through. We might have this without tactics. This stage, just fucking charge, boys. we've caused so much damage in the early stages of this, we might have this just with brute force. Now, there's hellacious, bloody fighting over here. Looks like 9/11 guys are falling to their deaths. And that's their Consguard. Fuck you, Consguard. Oh, she's got a nasty glaive. She's one of the characters who has a good foot glaive. It's like 140 or 130 reach, but it's really fast. And she's going to do some levelings in this battle. I mean, this battle's almost over. That might be it. Oh, shit, they got a bunch of archers up here shooting down on us. Well, she's got a bow. Right, we're going to make short work of these fucks. If you don't like the first-person perspective, I apologize. Sometimes this is the best way to shoot, especially when there's a tree in front of you. We relive some of our days of playing Quake, where I would snipe people. I could shoot them right in the face. And we got this shit fucking beautiful. I just looked at the power bar. There's nothing left but the slaughter of this archer division on top of the wall here. They're starting to rout. Shot in the neck. It's fucking beautiful. Well, that's the highest ratio we've ever successfully sieged on the channel. You know, it's one thing to defend outnumbered 5-1. It's a whole new animal to siege a city outnumbered 5-1. But this is no normal army, right? This is humility alert. We're going to have no humility for the next 5 seconds. This is the perfect Bannerlord army. We continue, of course, we're tongue-in-cheek here. We continue to soil the fields red here. There's just arms and body parts strewn about. That's from the amazingly gory Dismemberment mod. And what a gory battlefield we left here. With just this huge legion of Khazate forces leaking out their life force onto the grass. War is beautiful, especially in video games. All right, that was stressful. I let out a collective sigh here as Hugh and the Hammer and his band of 400 roll across Calradia. This has been fun for me to play these exceptionally challenged battles. These seem quite popular. Anything Siege seems extremely popular. It seems to generate both the most interest and I get the most requests for a siege defense of this one. Epic Siege. I want more Epic Siege. I had a guy email me. It's supposed to be for business inquiries, and he said, could you defend these 5 castles or cities or whatever? And he sent me a list. I was both honored and like, all right, dude, take it easy. But anyways, the point of it is that you guys seem to dig this, so hopefully you enjoyed that shit. That was a thrill for me to fucking try. I don't know. There's only so much of an outnumbered siege that you can actually attempt, right? Because then otherwise they just they sally out on you, and 5-1 is going to have to be the high bar that we probably leave there, almost like an Olympic record. Like the forces came out pretty well though, right? What did we have? 40 or 50 death and 222 injured, right? And this was the gal we were playing, so she has 76. Oh, she has 265 polearm. So yeah. Savage companion, savage sister, and that was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Of course, if you want to see more from the channel, if it's the first video you're seeing, we produce content like this all the time. You want to subscribe, hit that notification button, leave any comments, requests, or random emails. I appreciate you fellas. Hit that like button, and I will see you friends next time.